Picture this. You're sitting across from someone who could change the direction of your career. They lean forward and ask, "So, tell me about yourself." And your mind goes blank. Or worse, you start from the beginning. You say you've been in marketing for 15 years. You worked at three companies. You changed roles a few times, and somehow the whole thing begins to sound like a resume being read aloud. That moment, that stumble, it isn't a confidence problem. It's a story problem. And today we're going to try to fix it. Welcome to week 11 of Pathfinder Campus weekly blog series. I'm Barry Morgan, and together with Jessica Locke and Gord Sarkissian, we've developed a community that supports adults in the midst of a career transition and students just beginning to develop a career path. Our weekly blog series is designed to provide helpful tips and guidance as you navigate a major life change, and we hope you'll allow us to join you on your journey. This week's career positioning topic is creating a professional narrative. A professional narrative is not a summary of everything you've done. It's not a 2-minute biography and it's not a mission statement. It's something a little more specific and more useful than any of those things. Your professional narrative is the through line of your career. It's the answer to why did you make these choices and where are you going, told in a way that makes sense to the person in front of you. Here's what that looks like in practice. Instead of saying, I've worked in HR and then operations, then people analytics, your narrative might be, I've always been drawn to the places where people and processes intersect. I want to understand why organizations work the way they do and how to make them better. Same career, completely different impression. Without a clear narrative, other people construct one for you, and they're usually working with incomplete information. You look scattered, or overqualified, or hard to place. You get passed over for opportunities you'd actually be great for because no one can quite picture you in them. With a strong narrative, on the other hand, you do something really valuable. You make it easy for people to advocate for you. When someone says, I know exactly who you should talk to, that's your narrative doing the job. You've given them a clear, memorable picture of who you are and what you're building. This is not a soft skill. This is a career strategy. The way you frame your story determines the rooms you get invited into. The most common mistake people make is trying to tell the whole story, every role, every transition, every context. And then they wonder why the person's eyes glazed over. A simple test. If your narrative takes more than 90 seconds to deliver, it's not a narrative yet. It's a chronology. Chronologies explain, narratives convince. Here's the reframe. Your professional narrative doesn't have to account for every chapter. It just has to make the destination make sense. You're not justifying your past, you're orienting the listener towards your future. Here are three things that will help you build a narrative that actually works. First, find the through line. Look back at your choices, not just what you did, but why you made the moves you made. What were you drawn toward? What problems kept finding you? That pattern is your through line, and it's usually clearer from the outside than it feels from the inside. Tailor it to your listener. A professional narrative isn't a fixed script. It's a framework you adapt depending on the job you're seeking or the situation you're in. What matters most to this person in this moment? Lead with a piece of your story that's most relevant to them. And then end where you're going. Most people's narratives stop at the past. The most powerful ones pivot from what you've built towards what you're building next. That's what makes you memorable, not just where you've been, but where you're clearly headed. When those three things click into place, you stop explaining your career and start telling it. There's a big difference. Your story is already there. You just haven't packaged it in a way that works for you yet. And that's what this week is all about. The deep dive article this week walks you through the full framework for building a narrative that's specific, honest, and genuinely compelling. The practical exercise gives you a step by step process to draft yours in under an hour. And the reflection piece explores something worth sitting with. Why telling your story so often feels uncomfortable, and what can you do about that? Your narrative is how people understand you. Take the time to get it right and give yourself the career opportunities you've actually earned. And remember, you don't have to take this journey alone. The coaches at Pathfinder Campus are always available to discuss any aspect of your career development you need help with. And you can reach us at any time at pathfindercampus.ca/coaches.